bunch of this done for you. But this
All
is
right.
the Elements Local training. You start off by going to sodium.elementslocal.com. Sodium.elementslocal.com. That's the URL of your server, of your Sodium's the name of your server, and sodium.elementslocal.com is the URL where you're going to log in. And you have a username and password given to you by corporate. So you'll put in your username, you'll put in your password, and then you'll log in with the big blue button right there. Okay. And
Yep.
then tell me when you can see the dashboard.
Yep. I'm looking at the
Okay,
dashboard.
great. So your website address is right here under your profile. And we'll talk about your profile in a minute.
Okay.
But you've got your website. This dashboard is showing you the back end of your website. Let me show you what your website looks like. This is the front end of your website. Tell me when you can see that, please.
Okay. I see it.
Okay, great. So um, when I refer to the front end of your website, this is the one I'm talking about, the one your customers see. And the back end of
Okay.
your website would be the things that you can change, or the code that your website's written with. All right.
Good.
So um, the first thing I like to do when we do a training is I want to make sure you know how to go in and either change your username and password. Um, sorry, I'm now watching the same thing you are. I'm watching the same thing. So I now have another computer in my office where I'm watching this in case the screens aren't exactly synced.
All right.
So I want to go in and show you where you can change your username and password, where you can add new users, or where you can delete users. So you
All
have
right.
this home icon will always get you back to the dashboard.
All right.
So right next to the home icon is a purple area with a drop-down menu. You want to go to Admin Preferences. And that's going to bring you to the screen that has the list of users. You can have as many users as you want. So let's say you have your spouse or somebody else helping you, or a manager that you want to give access to. You can add them. Um, you can change their username and password, as you can change yours, and you can delete a user. So let me first show you how to add a new user. You just click on the Add New User link, and you go complete the information, first name, last name. Username must be an email address. And it must be email address because if you ever forget your username or password, excuse me, either one, you're gonna click on the sodium.elementslocal.com. You're gonna click forgot username and password, and it's gonna email you to this
Okay.
email address. All right, so that's why it needs to be a valid email address.
All right.
So everyone gets a first name, last name, username, and then your password and confirm password. All access levels are normal user, and then you would hit the big green save button. Okay, that's how you add a new user. To
All right.
change your information, let's say corporate's given you a password, a generic password that you want to change, you just come in here. If for a password, you put it here, and then you confirm it, and then you hit save. Uh, First name, last name, username. You can also change those. Just make sure you hit the green save button. Lastly, to delete a user, let's say you've hired a manager and they've since moved on. If you want to delete them, you just come over to this checkbox area, click the check off to delete, and then click the X delete, and that'll instantly remove that user from your account. Okay,
All
so
right.
those are the three things you could do in the preferences area for users, and you've got add new user, change user information, or delete user. So I like to tell people as soon as you get into your site, if you know a password that you prefer, go ahead and change your password right away, just so it makes it easier. Or if you want to add a new user, go ahead and do that.
All right.
Okay, so the next thing I do is we're going to go look at three areas of your website. And I always tell my franchisees, my clients, that view your website as a city. And a city has certain neighborhoods. Even neighborhoods have certain blocks and streets. And so what we do at Elements Local is we build a city for you. We build you a website, but then we give you access to certain neighborhoods so that you can edit those neighborhoods. You can improve, add some shrubs, trim the hedges, do some things like that. without you risking or worrying that you're going to burn the city down just by making a change here or there. So the thing I'm going to take you through today are three neighborhoods: your website, your profile, and what's called the leads manager, and just kind of show you, make sure you're comfortable with each of those neighborhoods, with each of those sections of the website. So the first area that I like to go to is edit your profile, is your profile area. And when you go into edit your profile, like we're going to do right now, it's going to pull up areas that you can control that get pushed to your live site. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean is you have some global information here, like your address, your city, state, zip code, phone number. If any of that ever changes, let's go to the live site. Let's go to the front end of your site. I'm going to wait a second because it looks like it's a little behind me. There we go. You see up here your phone number, 919. Okay.
Yep.
See that phone number there. Well, that phone number is in a couple places of your site. It's also down here, right? As it it's getting ready to come down. All right, you see where it is down there.
Yep.
It's on, I believe coverage area. Let's check coverage area out. Not in coverage area. Maybe it's locations. No, that's a corporate one. Oh well, but if I went to our services, okay, our services page. You see this? Our service. Oh, I'm still waiting. There we go. Our services page up at the top again. 919-371-4522.
All right.
That phone number is not written hard code on each and every single page of your website. What is written is a profile tag calling for this phone number, so that if you want to change the phone number everywhere in your site, instead of you having to go, or us or anybody having to go into each and every single place your phone number is listed, you only need to go as a franchisee into one area, change it right here, come down here and hit the big green save button. That would push that new phone number to anywhere your phone number lives on your real site, on the front end of your site. Okay, same with your address, same with city and zip, whatever your manager's name is. That's a tag, a profile tag that you have access to. Okay, so wherever your manager is listed on here, uh, this gets changed in one place instead of you, if you have a turnover in your manager, instead of you having to go change it 5, 6, 7, 8 different places of your website. That's how profile tags work, and that's how edit your profile is so helpful. So as soon as you get in, just to go verify that the address is right, city, state, zip code, verify that that's correct. Because if it's incorrect here, it's getting pushed down to the other places of your site. And if it's correct here, it's correct in all the other places of your site.
All right.
Okay, so that's one generic area for pushing information down. Also within the profile, we have a coupon code, coupon discount, and coupon offer. And how that relates to your site, let's go to the home page. You've got a coupon on the home page here. Oh, wait a second, as it gets caught up. Still waiting. I'm on the home page, but I see the go to meeting looks like it's still on our services.
Yeah.
Okay. Here it comes.
Got it.
Okay. And you see this in the middle right hand side where it says $25 off first spray.
Yep.
Then it's got a coupon code. That's actually a profile tag. You can change that right here. If you have a different discount that you want to highlight, a different offer, or a different, coupon code that you've got. You could change that right here, and by virtue of saving it, can't remember if you guys have workflow turned on. Let's see. This will test it right here. Let's go back into edit your profile. Okay. You see how I said Mojo Web 1?
Yep.
Let me go out of here and refresh. Do you see let's refresh. Coupon code was Mojo Web. Now, do you see how it has a 1 after it?
Yep.
Okay. That's just from you being able to change it right here in your profile. I'm going to go back
All
and
right.
fix that for you. Okay. So that's another thing that you can affect. Video URL ID. This right here is if you have a different video than what gets played. Like right here, if I click this picture, I don't want to do it now because the volume will get really loud on us. It's a YouTube
Yeah.
video that gets
Okay.
that gets played, and if you have a different, let's say you have your own custom YouTube video that you want to use, you can get the YouTube ID and just plug it in right here, and the
Okay.
video player will catch it and play that one instead.
All right.
Here's a tag right here where it says Paul. That's your manager's name.
Okay.
So right here, this is telling me this is a profile tag that it's feeding off of from right here, manager. All right.
All right.
So whenever you want to change that, the social media icons, click to set up. That's if you have a Facebook page or LinkedIn or Twitter account tied to your store. If you do, I can show you how to do that. Most franchisees, when they start, don't have that, but you would need to be logged in on these sites first and then log into ElementsLocal so that it brings that information in together. But we can do a separate training on that. That's kind of a secondary thing. Right now, we're just kind of covering the fundamental just to get your feet wet with ElementsLocal and understand some things you can change.
All right.
So again, whenever I want to get to the back to the dashboard, all I need to do is press the the home icon right here, which I'm going
All
to do
right.
right now. This gets me back out. Now I've seen the first neighborhood, your profile. The next neighborhood I want to go to is your website. And your website, whereas your profile pushes information throughout wherever on the website that information, that profile tag lives, your website is individual pages. And not just individual pages, but individual portions of a page. In other words, in this neighborhood, corporate has given you access to certain streets or certain blocks. We call them content blocks. So that
Okay.
if you're looking at the home page, for instance, let's view what your home page looks like. This is your home page, right? This is a preview
Yep.
essentially. Um, that you don't have access to all of this. You don't the slideshow, the join form, the footer. You've not been given. You don't have to be worried that you're going to break any of that stuff. The only thing that you need to focus on, if we open that page up, which I'm going to do right now, is right up here. It says content block one. You've been given access to content block one, and in this case, an additional content block. Let me tell you, let me show you how that relates. So you have content block one, and if we read this, it says when it's mosquito season around the Raleigh and then state area, it's tempting to hide inside. So now if I went to the home page of your website, I can see where it says when it's mosquito season around the Raleigh, and then it has that state profile area, it's tempting to hide inside. Okay. This is the section that is called content block one that relates, if we come back here, to this area. All right.
Okay.
So everything from when it's mosquito season to contact us for a free quote is editable. So let's go back out to the site when it's mosquito season. And then here it is, contact us for a free quote. All this stuff is editable. Okay, you can go if you like a different language there, or um, you want to add some links. For instance, this is a link. Anytime in the editor you see an underlined blue underlined, it means it's a link. In other words, health threats in our region. Let's go out to it. You see here health threats in our region. If I click that, it's going to take me um, to some link that's been embedded. Okay. So for here, learn more about our services. In fact, let's see where learn more about our services is supposed to go. Do a real world example. They're all routing to the home. So there
Yeah, I
should
noticed that. But
there
that's
sh
so
yeah
I can
that
change.
yeah you can change that. So health threats, you come up to this chain link right here.
Okay.
That tells you that it's a link. And right now there's nothing in there, so that means it's a link has been put in, but it's not routing anywhere where where
Okay.
it's supposed to. So that
Yep.
looks like it's something that you need to add, and you would just add, I don't know, HTTP
Right. Whatever host.
CNN.com. Yeah, I don't know
Hey.
the actual link, but
Right.
um,
But I got the idea.
yeah,
Yep.
okay, great. Um, Again, all of these are profile tags. Whenever you see an open bracket and an end bracket, that means a profile tag. And you can find profile tags. Let's say you want to insert one in here. So instead of, let's say, Raleigh, let's say you wanted to put city, even though the city is your franchise site, the city. You would go to this star icon, insert feature, and you could find the profile tags right here. Anything in here is a profile tag.
Oh, okay.
Okay. See right here. For instance, service areas, maybe one you want to insert. When it's mosquito season around the, let's say, service areas, you only had one instead of
Okay.
some people had like 10 service areas. So it wouldn't make sense to really put it in there.
Yeah.
But you could put your profile tag in there instead of hard coding Raleigh.
Okay.
So let's say you had Raleigh, Triangle, Wake, Durham. You wanted to put all those in there. It's tempting to hide inside. And Apex, you could add each of those as either profile tags, or I think service area. Corporate, it's a profile tag right now that corporate controls. So if you wanted to, and that's because they want to make sure franchisees aren't stealing other people's service areas.
Right.
So you would just tell them, hey, this is the service area I want. Can I have this? And then they could put that in there.
All right.
But that's so this is the editor. You also on the homepage have access to content block 2, which is a picture.
Yeah. Quick
Okay.
question.
Oh yeah.
So service area is not my tag, and if I can probably tell that because when I go to my home, it's not one of the tags there that look
Yeah,
editable.
okay, sure, let's show you. I'm going to go back out to the dashboard, then I'm going to go to edit your profile, and it's not one of the ones listed here. You would have one that says service area.
Okay.
Okay, I know it's one because it's available in the dropdown, so that means corporate has hidden it from you.
Oh,
Okay,
oh,
that means they can see it, they can control it, they can add to it, but you cannot. So
okay.
when you see one like that, just request, hey corporate, I'd like this to be in my service areas. Can you make sure, or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Again, gonna click the home icon. I do want to show you just the way to toggle between different content blocks is you just click that purple arrow, and then you go to content block 2.
Okay.
That will bring up an image. If there's already an image there, you can actually highlight, click it, and then right click image manager. You can replace the image. You can edit the image if you want to resize it. You can insert or edit an image. I always say if there's an image there, just go to replace image,
Yeah.
and then it'll take a second here. It'll allow you to go upload, and this is just a little editor to upload an image.
All right.
Okay. And then you could go choose a file, do all sorts of things
Okay.
within the editor. Okay. So that's content block 2. I even yeah, okay. And this one on the home page, it's already got a link associated with it from the video, so you wouldn't want to put an additional another link. As I was showing you how to do links on content block 1, you wouldn't necessarily do that there. But let's take you to one. Let's take you to another page. Let's take you to about owners. Here's one, for instance, where you could, if you wanted to add a link.
Yeah, because that's not my picture.
Right, yeah. So there's great. You'd go to image manager, replace image,
Okay.
do what I just showed you, upload a new one. and it would replace it. And then if you wanted, if you wanted a link for some reason back to mosquitojoe.com or something like that, I actually encourage people just link to things that are within your website. It's better link building.
Okay.
But you can control that image. You can add a link to it. You can control the text that's here. Okay. You
Okay.
see that there's some profile tags in here. Paul is likely manager, so it's going to translate to Paul is likely to be the pleasant voice. Manager Paul. In fact, let's go to the about us, about the team pages right here. Give a second to refresh. Still refreshing. Okay. So you see here, when you call Mosquito Joe of Western Wake, Paul is likely to be the pleasant voice. Paul knows our answers. Okay. But if you come back out to the back end of the site, manager tag is likely to be the pleasant voice. Manager knows our services inside and out. So this is the relationship between profile tags and your website, is so that you replace Paul. You don't have to go into everywhere you put Paul. You just go into the manager profile and change it there.
All right.
You can make this. So I encourage you, make this as customized as you want. Custom content is great. It's the number one way to get SEO benefits. Speaking of SEO, we have an SEO tab here that if you'd like, you can do a couple things. We already have a window title, an SEO'd window title, but if you'd like a better one or a different one, I should say, feel free to change that.
Okay.
And then also, if you want to add keywords to this particular page, you can do that. Meta keywords, meta descriptions are available. You also have, a nav title, file title. I wouldn't really edit those at all. The thing I would focus on is if you have certain keywords that you're going after, I'd edit that. Okay. Um, you also have the ability to schedule. Let's say you have you want to change this. Paul's going to be here for another month, but then in April, Susie's starting. So you could go ahead and if Paul wasn't, if you had his name written down and it wasn't a profile, and you wanted to change it to Susie, you could go make the changes, but then say make this document live on, and then go
Okay.
do one of these. Okay, and then hit save, and then midnight of that date it would go live.
All right.
All right. So that's another page and way you can edit. So I think it's just important just to kind of get familiar with these content blocks, see what you can change, add add uh, add some custom content to each. I just encourage the franchisees the first time they get to their site to get to know each of their pages. Um, Another one, here's promotions. Oh, so let's look at this promotions because that's pretty important. So you got a promotions page right here. Click on it, go to that. Give it a second. All right, there we go. Okay, so you can have some promotions on this page that are unique to you. Right now, I think it's just the same offer as we did for the coupon.
Okay.
But if you want uh, to keep the formatting the same, this is what I always encourage franchisees to do. This HTML button, click that. Before you make any changes, highlight that, copy it, okay? Don't make any changes yet, and then go. I don't know if you have a PC or a Mac, but go into your Notepad.
Okay.
If it's a Mac, it's a text editor. But go into your Notepad and paste that HTML, and then
Okay.
save it. We'll just save this as um, this is promotions. What's today's date? The 4th. Promotions 030413. All right. That way, if you made a change and you didn't like how it came out, you could always go back, copy this HTML, and paste it back into here
Okay.
and save it, and then it would be right back to what it was before you edited it. Okay?
All right.
So on this particular one, um, the thing to do to get the styling to be correct is you're going to want to go copy this, go underneath it and paste it. Okay. And what that will do is that'll create another copy. In fact, I'm going to just save this for now. Give it a second to refresh. And you see how it created a second copy of that coupon?
Right. Okay.
And so what I would then do is go into back to promotions. I'd go change it from here, $50 off, let's say third spray. I don't know. Just making things up here. Third spray, which in Mojo Web 3 when you call, and then hit save on that.
So it's better to copy the HTML than just the text you were seeing in the.
Well, I go into the HTML just because there's that extra break tag that was in the HTML that you might not
Yeah.
copy all the way, and so it might end up looking a little funky.
Okay. All right.
So you just want to make sure that gets changed.
All right.
So you see how Mojo Web 3 is now there,
Yep.
$50 off third spray. So okay, so that's how you do that. Let me go in and I'll get that off just so you don't have somebody trying to redeem that. Deleted, update. So there's two save icons. The save with the red arrow means you stay on this page and you can continue working. The floppy disk one by itself, you just save and go back to the dashboard. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm done here, so I'm just going to hit save. And I also saw and edit your profile. Still had Mojo Web 1. Okay, so let me go delete that, save. So those are the two most important neighborhoods, your profile and your website that you want to get comfortable with. And
All right.
lastly, as we close here, you have leads that are going to come in from join forms, and you've got join forms here. This is a join form.
Okay.
You also have, is there a contact us, if I remember right, or trying to remember where else. I think there's one other join form on here somewhere. I just can't remember where. But all that information, request a quote. Um, that once that gets submitted by the franchisee or by the client, a notice gets sent to you as a franchisee via email, and it appears here in the leads manager of your dashboard. Okay, so you can track and see, uh, just a quick overview of who's filled out a form, which form do they fill out if there were additional forms. You can move that to hidden if the person's already contacted you 3 times and they're bugging you, or contacted if you've already reached out to them and you want it not to appear in your dashboard anymore. You can remove them that way. You could download the leads if you'd like to get a monthly report of all the leads that you've got. um, See, I knew there's a contact us and a request a quote. There's two types of join forms. um,
Okay.
this will give you a more extensive list of fields. Like right now there's only 6 columns: name, phone, email, type. But like on your join form itself, there's name, there's address, there's city, there's zip. There's additional fields than the 6 that you just see on the dashboard. Okay, so that's something
All
that at
right.
least once a week you're going to want to make sure you're getting. But again, you're going to be getting an email from the system whenever somebody reaches out to you that'll have some basic information on it. Uh, but
Okay.
team leader email app, some other things that we've got, social media manager, um, those will come through additional webinars. This is the fundamental, what I call it, webinar, where you get a chance at fundamental training. You get a chance to understand how to go change your username and password, how to get in and edit your profile, and start getting familiar with the website pages that you can change, the pictures that I showed you, how to add links to them, how to add a new promotion, how to edit that. And so now that you've gotten this, Um, Up here, a website manager how-to document. This is
Okay.
a great document that we put together with corporate that has screenshots. Angela literally took screenshots of every step of the process, so that you can,
Oh,
if, I encourage, it's like 50 pages, 50 slides long. That's a lot of ink, but I do
yeah.
encourage people to print it out just because it's so great. You can have that while you're walking through the site. Um,
And,
you know,
and, and
I
was that much more than what you went through?
no, no, it's basically what we went through today.
Okay.
So yeah. Um, and then again, so right here where we have a how-to document, we're also going to have this video posted. I can't
Okay.
promise it'll be this video because when we have another training with more franchisees, we may end up having it muted where it's just me talking and explaining and not a back and forth like what we've got. But for right now, I'm going to put this one up for you.
Okay.
So just so you know.
All right.
Um, okay, so I don't want to bore you to death. I know you got a night ahead of you and everything, but I just wanted to go over some of these things for you. And like I said, as soon as I convert the recording, I'll post it up here for you. So look around tomorrow sometime. This should
Okay.
hopefully be up there by then. And
All right.
obviously you've got corporate's information. If you need me at all, they have ways to find me in my sleep.
Okay.
So reach out to them, and I'll do my best to get any questions that you have answered.
All right. Very good.
Okay. All right. Well,
All
welcome to
right.
the club. Glad to have you, and hope to be hearing from you and your team soon.
All right. Thanks,
Okay.
Chad.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.